and girls, this is Sachin sir welcoming you all to one more exciting video of parallel lines. In this video, we will try to understand the questions given in PS 2.2. So let's begin. Here is the first question on your screen, and this question says angle Y is 108 degree and angle X is 71 degree, and I need to justify whether line M and N are parallel to each other or not. Okay, line M and N parallel or not, and then we have to justify it. Okay, if you observe the question, you will come to know that line L is a transversal, and by the position of angle X and Y, we can say they are interior angles, right? That means as interior angles are given to me, then definitely I'm gonna utilize interior angle test to decide whether lines are parallel or not. Boys and girls, always keep it in mind, whenever I need to decide or prove the lines are parallel or not, then of course I'm going to utilize test. That means interior angle test, corresponding angle test, or alternate angle test, depending upon the given details in the question. So presently over here, as interior angles are given to me, then of course surely I'm going to utilize interior angle test to decide whether lines are parallel or not. So what does that test says? The test says if the interior angles are supplementary, that means after adding them, if the answer is coming 180 degree, I can say line M and N are parallel to each other, right? So as I know what to do, that means I need to add X and Y. If the answer is coming 180, lines are parallel. If the answer is not 180, then lines are not parallel. So as we are very much clear with our action plan, let's put it in action then. Here, first of all, to mention the details, I have mentioned line L is a transversal, X and Y are the interior angles, and then we have to add these exterior angles, and as a result, when we add them, I get answer, oh, it's 179 degree. That means it is less than 180, and as it is less than 180, I can say interior angles are not supplementary, and if they are not supplementary, then of course we cannot apply interior angle test to prove line M and N are parallel. That means line M and N are not parallel to each other. And how you decided? Because we are not able to apply interior angle test, and hence we have done it. I hope I made it very clear to you. So let's solve question number 2 now. The question is on your screen, right? The question says angle A and B are there equal to given each other, and then line L and M I need to prove parallel. Okay, again the way I told you, if I need to prove lines are parallel, then I'm going to utilize test. Observe the position of angle A and angle B. Any guesses? What is the relation between them? Of course, you are right. Exterior alternate angle. This should be your answer, right? Now, as I know, I'm given with the alternate angle. Doesn't matter interior or exterior, but they are alternate angle. And I'm going to utilize alternate angle test to decide whether line L and M are parallel or not, right? So if I'm able to prove A and B are congruent, only then I can say line L and M are parallel to each other. This is what the test says. But to my surprise, okay, in the question itself, it is given that line A and B are angle A and B are congruent to each other. If you observe the question properly, right? That means more than half of the work is already done, because the angles, exterior alternate angles, are already given equal to each other. So I can directly say line L and M are parallel to each other. So first of all, I've mentioned the details the way I told you, and then we know angle A and B are congruent to each other or equal to each other given to it, and then I can say directly line M and N are parallel to each other by alternate angle test. Buckle up to solve question number 3 from PS 2.2. The question is on your screen, and here it is the diagram. Okay, the question says angle A and B are congruent to each other given, X and Y are also congruent to each other, and I need to prove line L, that is the first line, and line N, that is the third line, are parallel to each other. Okay, I need to prove. That means I must utilize some test. But if you observe, there is no direct link between line L and M using the angles. Now what are we given with? The way we said A and B are corresponding angles if you observe them, and over here x and y are alternate angle for line M and N. So as we have got certain clues, correct, so let's put them in action and let's see what happens ahead, correct. So here we are with our clues. So very first we must write the details. Line K is a transversal, and if we observe, angle A and angle B are corresponding angles. So of course if they are corresponding angles and given congruent moreover, okay, so we can say line M and line L and M are parallel to each other, correct. See, check out over here. Now angle A and angle B are congruent, and line L, and that makes line L parallel to line M by utilizing corresponding angle test, right. Now turn your attention towards the angle X and Y. They are making alternate angles for line L and for line M and N, right, and they are given congruent also. So we can say line M and line L are again parallel to each other by utilizing alternate angle test. So and over here, check out number 1 and number 2. What we got? We got line L parallel to line M and line M parallel to line N. Means line M is acting as a bridge, you can say, correct. And by this bridge nothing but will help us to prove line L is parallel to line N by utilizing transitivity. If you know this property, transitivity means if we have one common part between two separate things, that is a bridge one, we can transfer the details from first to third part. Same goes over here. If a one line parallel to two other lines, keep it in mind, if a one line is parallel to two different lines, then we can say those two different lines are also parallel to each other. This is a property of parallel lines. If one line is parallel to two different lines, then those two different lines are also parallel to each other, and by utilizing this statement of this property of parallel lines, I can say line M, line L and line N, all three are parallel to each other, and hence line L is parallel to line N as we wanted by the property of transitivity. I hope I made it very clear to you. Let's begin with the question number 4. Question number 4 diagram is in front of you. The question says, in the figure, ray BA is parallel to ray DE. Ray BA is parallel to ray DE over here, okay. And angle C is 50 degree. Where is angle C now? Yes, angle C is 50 degree and angle D is 100 degree given to me. And now I need to find the measurement of angle ABC over here. Very first, to locate the angle that I need to find. So as I need to find angle ABC, and over here in the question a hint is also provided to us. What is the hint? Draw a line passing through point C and parallel to AB. So it will look like something like this, and of course it is parallel. I'm just drawing it randomly. So okay, so they have given us hint also and some details also. Let's see, if we draw that line parallel to line ray AB, then what happens exactly. So this is that line. The line is PQ, and this will give us many clues. See, check out over here. First of all, we'll make the action plan. I need to find angle ABC. If you observe, we have drawn this PQ parallel to AB. Yes. Now check out AB, this part. What shape is this? Z. And what sir taught you all? If Z is made, that means they are alternate angles. So I need to find ABC. I need to find ABC, that is alternate angle of this thing, correct. Angle BCQ is the alternate angle of it. If I am able to find out somehow angle BCQ, then ultimately I am able to write the answer of angle ABC, correct. So said, and now my target is changed. I am not finding ABC presently. I'm gonna find BCQ, because BCQ and angle ABC are equal by alternate angle theorem, because lines are given already parallel to me, okay. And if you observe BCQ over here, BCQ is divided into two sections. One is this one, right, and another one is this part. These two are the section of angle BCQ. That means, and one section is already given to me. that is 50 degree. If I am able to figure out what is the answer of this part, then ultimately by adding these two I can find out BCQ fully, correct? So my action plan is clear. I got 2 to 3 clues to move ahead, so let them put in action first and then we'll see what can be done ahead, right? And one more thing, the way I told you, the angle I need to find, let's consider that angle be N. Okay, here, so we have already written ray BA is parallel to, given actually ray BA is parallel to DE there, and line PQ is drawn parallel to ray BA, that is construction, right? And we have considered angle N as shown in the diagram. Now here by 1 and 2 I can say all these three are parallel. The way I told you, transitivity part, ray BA is acting as a bridge between them, so all three are parallel to each other. So this is the main important detail, right? And observe now on transversal CD the way we decided. Okay, on transversal CD, if you observe angle D over here and angle N over here are nothing but the interior angles. My target was to find N first of all, right? Then to find N, I'm going to utilize interior angle property because lines are already given parallel to me, or theorem you can say. Okay, so as I know interior angles are supplementary to each other, then I can find the value of angle N by subtracting 100 from 180 degree. A simple mathematics that everybody who are in 9th standard should know, right? If N plus D equals to 180 degree and D is given 100 to me, then of course I will be subtracting 100 from 180 to get the answer of angle N, right? So that angle N is nothing but I got 80 degree. So I know over here it is 80 degree. Now my target is what? To find the value of BCQ, correct? BCQ is divided into two parts. One part is 50, another part is 80, and if I add these two I can get full angle BCQ, right? And this property is called as angle addition property because angle BCQ is divided into two parts. Okay, and once I find the BCQ, then ultimately I can write the same measurement to ABC by using alternate angle property. So sum is clear in our mind. Let's move on. Here by angle addition property I can say angle BCQ equals to 50 plus angle N, you can observe in the diagram, right? And that gives 50 plus 80 degree, and that is the answer 130 degree for angle BCQ, right? And my first step of the action plan, you can say that I decided if I find BCQ, then ultimately I will write the answer of ABC is done completely. Now over here on transversal BC, I told you very clearly, mentioning the name of transversal is very important. On transversal BC, I can say ABC is congruent to BCQ because they are alternate angle, and by alternate angle theorem, keep it in mind, theorem, the word alternate angle theorem, I can say ABC and BCQ are congruent, and as BCQ is 130 degree, I can write ABC is also 130 degree by 3 and 4 if you observe the diagram. So the question is solved by us, right? If you have any doubt, you know what to do. Comment section is there for that. Let's try to solve the next question now. Question number 5. Diagram is on your screen, and here is the statement of the question. Okay, it is given to us that AE is parallel to BD. Where is AE now? Ray AE, here AE, and here BD, they are parallel to each other, and this thing over here are the angle bisectors respectively. Then I need to prove, okay, these angle bisectors drawn over here must be parallel. I need to prove them parallel. Okay, so let's prepare our action plan first. What can be done? As I'm given with AE parallel to BD, I can say this part, the Z shape. Can you imagine that little shape of Z, right? Are nothing but the alternate angles, right? So I can start with it. After that, if you observe this full angle, here is X, here is X. I can say this full angle is 2X. Here also, this part is Y, this part is Y. So again, I can say this full angle is 2Y, and I can directly write 2X equal to 2Y. Okay, so my few steps are clear. And if question is I need to prove AF parallel to BC. Then if I am able to prove angle X is congruent to angle Y, single angle X congruent to single angle Y, then ultimately I can say these two are, if you observe, are alternate angles, right? So by alternate angle test I can say AF is parallel to BC, but for that I need to prove X is congruent to Y. So let's see what can be done. I know what to prove, I know how to begin, right? In between, in these two, what comes, let's face it together. So here we are with the details of the answer. Very first, the way I told you, EAB, if you observe the diagram, EAB over here, right, is nothing but 2x, and ABD over there is nothing but 2y. Angle addition property, you can write it directly also by figure. Now AF and BC are given bisector to me, so write it and number it, so that if we need the value or we need it as a reason, I can just give the number of it. Okay, and ray AE is parallel to ray BD, that is given to me, and I took alternate angles on transversal AB, so mention that AB also. So here we are with the first step of our answer. We can say EAB is congruent to angle ABD because they are alternate, because we know alternate angle theorem, right? If the lines are parallel, then alternate angles are congruent. And if EAB and ABD are congruent, then from 1 I can say 2x equal to 2y. From 1 the values are written, from 4 we say that they are congruent, right? As we have 2 on both the side over here, right? So I can divide this both the term by 2, both the side by 2, and I will be left with only x and y, and this is what I wanted to prove. The ones if I divide this 2x and 2y, if I divide this 2x and 2y by 2, I will be left with only x equal to y, and that will solve my problem, because that was my target. So boys and girls, are you observing? If you fix your target to prove AF parallel to BC, what should be proved first, then ultimately you will reach it very easily, or within 2 to 3 steps you will get the idea what is to be done and what is to be not. Okay, and try to focus on clues also. So here we are, as we got 2x equal to 2y by 1 and 4, I can say by dividing both the side by 2 I will get x congruent to y, and that is, if you read angle FAB from the diagram, is nothing but angle x, and angle ABC from the diagram is nothing but angle y. And as we have proved x equal to y, that means FAB and ABC are congruent, and these two are nothing but the alternate angle for ray AF and BC, correct? And that makes AF parallel to BC by alternate angle test. I hope I made it very clear to you all. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section below anytime. See ya. Take care.